Welcome to A2Viz AI Concept to Images. This demo shows how a user can generate a polished interior image directly from a Revit file while preserving the original design geometry and the selected camera from the model. The workflow begins with a verified Revit model opened in the A2Viz three-dimensional viewer. Because the model is the camera and geometry source, the process starts from real project data instead of rebuilding the scene in a separate rendering application. At first, I review the building more broadly, then move inside the model. The viewer lets me orbit, pan, and inspect the space until I reach the interior area that best represents the project for image generation. The target scene is a two-story interior space with skylights, tall glazing, columns, guardrails, lounge seating, and a stair opening. This kind of model review is important because the chosen viewpoint will guide the final concept image. As I refine the view, I adjust the focal length and composition to frame the atrium more clearly. The goal is to capture a wide interior perspective that communicates circulation, daylight, furniture placement, and the relationship between the upper and lower levels. Once the composition is correct, I save that camera into View and Massing and lock it. That locked proxy becomes the authority for the final perspective, crop, and spatial composition. So the generated image stays tied to the Revit model. Next, I define the design context. The project is set to interior, the program and space type is refined to library reading room, and the design language is contemporary architecture. These settings help A2Viz understand what kind of interior it should develop from the model. I then choose the lighting direction. After testing options, the scene is set to soft daylight. This is a good match for the skylit atrium because it supports a clean, bright presentation without pushing the image into a dramatic or unrealistic mood. The view type is also clarified as a wide angle from the entrance and later confirmed as an eye-level hero view. This step helps translate the Revit camera into a presentation-friendly composition while still respecting the validated proxy. What is notable here is that the workflow does not depend on extra reference images. Site and scene, elements, materials, and mood remain empty. The main inputs are the Revit geometry source, the locked view and massing image, and the architectural settings in the interface. That makes this a strong example of direct model-to-image generation. The geometry, major furniture locations, stair opening, window wall, skylights, and room proportions all come from the project model, while A2Viz focuses on developing material quality, realism, and atmosphere. The global concept prompt reinforces that intention. It asks for interior quality, atmosphere, and an academic or library character, while also stating that if any visual enhancement conflicts with the model or camera, the model geometry and camera should be preserved. Additional interior controls are available for furniture targets and finish palettes. But in this demo, the core point is clarity. Validate the model, frame the correct view, lock the composition, choose the right interior type, and generate from the Revit source. Before rendering, I confirm the output settings. (16:9 ratio, 1080 resolution, and premium quality. These settings keep the result presentation ready while preserving a practical workflow for client-facing concept visualization. At this stage, the preview proxy is already validated. The Revit model, the locked interior camera, the design type classification, and the lighting selection are all aligned, so the concept image can be generated with controlled architectural intent. I start the premium generation. A2Viz now translates the simplified Revit interior into a finished visualization, adding realistic materials, daylight behavior, people, furniture refinement, and atmosphere, while keeping the scene anchored to the chosen view. As the image resolves, the benefit of the workflow becomes clear. The heavy work of geometry and perspective came from the Revit file, while the AI focuses on visual development, turning a modeled space into an image that is much closer to a client presentation. Here is the final result. The Revit atrium becomes a bright, contemporary interior rendering with natural daylight, refined finishes, people, seating, and exterior context, while the original spatial composition remains clearly connected to the source model.